Fujifilm X-T5 versus Nikon Z5, a full-frame entry-level camera from Nikon versus the Fujifilm flagship. Which one is better, which one has better image quality, which one renders better results, and which one to choose depending on your budget. So let's talk about this now. Hi there and welcome to my channel, Tudor Matescu here. In this video, I want to address a question that I had for a long time. Is Nikon Z5 better than a Fujifilm camera? I get better image quality, I get better results with this camera because this camera was marketed by the influencers, not by Nikon, as a great camera for wedding photography when it was launched, or as a big camera for wedding photography and so on. But my findings are very interesting because yes, we have on Nikon Z5 some problems that I don't like too much. Again, it depends, and the problem is that also these findings of mine are reported also on the forums, not by the YouTube influencers, also on Z6, Z6 Mark II, Z7, Z7 Mark II. So first of all, in hand, when I'm holding both of these two cameras, I feel that the Z5 is a little bit heavier with the 40mm f2 compared to X-T5 with the 27mm f2.8. But I don't feel we are making justice to Nikon Z5 comparing X-T5 with 27mm f2.8 on the body, because this is a lens, an APS-C lens that has just f2.8, and it can't be compared for sure regarding image quality and results with the 40mm f2 Nikon lens, even if it's a cheap lens, a pancake lens, an entry-level lens. So let's put a lens that I would personally put on X-T5 to have equivalent image quality as much as we can. So to help Fujifilm image quality, I've decided to put my 18mm f1.4 that has the similar size of the 20mm f1.4. So with the 20mm f1.4, you could get as close to the 20mm f2 regarding image quality, aperture, light, and so on. But I still prefer the 40mm f2 regarding rendering. But I want to show you the size. So yes, when it comes to weight and size, you could say that the X-T5 has an advantage. But this lens, also it's a pancake lens, and it's not a premium lens. And it's under, for my taste, under the Nikon 40mm f2 lens. It will not give you such a nice separation to the background, such nice depth of field, and also it's just an f2.8 aperture lens. So overall, this is the real package that we must compare. This is the real package. So you are able to see that X-T5 is becoming in your camera bag as big and as heavy as Nikon Z5. So in the real world use, depending on the lenses and on the image quality that you desire for your photography, I think they are very similar regarding size and weight. And I really do prefer more Nikon Z5 because of the grip. So when it comes to the grip, I really do prefer Nikon Z5. The grip, it's extraordinary fine in your hand. The camera is staying like a glove. I'm really loving it for this. I've always complained that I don't like the balance and the weight balance of X-T5. The Z5, it's a little heavier, but it has great balance because of the ergonomics, because of the grip, because how the weight is distributed. So really loving Z5 for weight and ergonomics, and I feel they are equally good regarding weight and size. Now regarding ergonomics, I feel there are pluses and minuses with both two cameras. On X-T5, you have the advantage of a screen that flips like this, so you can shoot also in vertical mode. On Z5, you don't have this option. On Nikon Z5, you have these custom buttons that have a great position on the camera, so you can access them when you are holding the camera. And also you have all these buttons, ISO, exposure compensation dials, and all kinds of shortcut buttons that you can customize also on this panel. So you have lots of buttons that are very, very well thought. Very, very well thought. So I'm really loving very much the ergonomics of Z5. So overall, I feel the ergonomics are pretty good. Yes, I would say that X-T5 has an advantage because it has plenty of buttons and plenty of shortcuts, but the grip and the buttons inside that grip, they are really working at another level. So I'm really liking very much how Z5 is staying at ergonomics, but I would give the advantage to X-T5 because there is another way there how the camera is functioning. But on the other way, I'm not a big fan of the Fujifilm X-T5 menu system at all, and I feel that the Z5 menu system, it is better for what you want. You know what you want, you know where you are. How I said numerous times, I'm not liking too much the menu and the Q menu from X-T5, how it's working on their present cameras. But overall, yes, to make it short, X-T5 a little better, but also Z5, it's staying very, very well at ergonomics. Now let's talk about image quality, because when I've decided to buy Nikon Z5, I've looked at image quality, and I must tell you that the image quality of Z5, it is very, very good with this lens, because it's the only lens that I have to test in good light. Also in low light it is good, but we have a problem there. We have there a big problem that I will address immediately at the AF chapter. But in good light, the image quality from this lens, it is very good. Again, this is not a premium lens. So for a pancake lens, I would say it is very good, sharp, and it's not just the lens. It's also the sensor and the mount of the Nikon Z cameras, and you get amazing image quality on Nikon Z cameras. I do agree with this. Better image quality than a Fujifilm, but you really need something to have access to that great image quality. So Nikon Z5, I do agree, great image quality, great dynamic range. As Sony A7 III, I would say probably a little bit under, not by much for what I've edited. Again, very good. I'm not complaining regarding image quality, and in sunny days or in good light, the images are shining, and also in low light, if you'll nail AF. So now we are getting to this very important chapter, AF, how Nikon Z5 is focusing compared to Fujifilm X-T5. So here are the two lenses that I can compare them in AF. In good light, both lenses are focusing very, very well in AFS and also in AFC. So I can take my Nikon camera, snap and shoot, and I get pictures in focus pretty well. Also with X-T5 with any lens. But the problem comes when it's low light. So in low light with Nikon Z5, the AF performance drops very, very much, especially IAF, and especially at close-up distances for candid portraits in low light. So you'll have lots of misfocuses. This is what I've got with this lens on Z5. And if you'll search the forums and on the internet, you'll find many, many complaints about these issues that Z5 is having. So it's a real problem here, because in theory, you have better image quality on Z5. You really do have better image quality on Z5, but the camera needs to focus the lens. If the image is not in focus, of course you lose the image quality because the image is not in focus. Also, let's address a little the noise reduction and the JPEGs from Z5. The Z5 JPEGs are very, very good also in good light, but when it comes to have some low light, the noise reduction, I feel it's very, very strong. I didn't have time to test it more, because I think I will send the Z5 back, because the AF in low light is not what I need. So JPEGs in low light, but not very low. Light shadow, ISO 800, I've got very mushy results and blurry results because of the JPEG engine. So the faces are very, very plasticky, and the denoise is very, very strong. In raw files, the raw files are good, so the image is sharp, the lens is focused, but this lens also being a pancake lens and not a premium lens, in low light it's losing resolution and details. So let's talk about the conclusion, X-T5 or Nikon Z5. It really depends on what you want, and also it really depends on the budget. The problem with Nikon Z5 is that it has great image quality, great ergonomics, a great tilt screen, a great EVF. The EVF is great, comparable to X-T5, great buttons, great layout, all it's great, all it's perfect. It's a perfect camera, except one little thing that is very, very annoying. AF in low light and AF for candid portraits or faces that aren't well lit, it's losing it for fast scenes. So you can't use it for this. So I would not recommend get Nikon Z5 for street photography. But if you don't want Nikon Z5 for street photography in low light and you plan to use Nikon Z5 in good light, in travel photography, in landscape photography, and with a better lens, also this is not a bad lens, but you have better lenses on Z5, then you'll get great and amazing results with a very accessible camera as price. So you can take the price that you will save on X-T5 and invest it in other lenses. On the other hand, X-T5 is delivering on all the aspects. Yes, it's more expensive, you have more premium lenses that have a price tag to it. This little lens, it's not better on X-T5 than the 40mm f2, for sure it's not. It's an f2.8 lens, it's small, but on the long term, probably it will give you a little more results. I'm not saying better results, but more in focus pictures than Z5 with the 40mm f2 lens. So it's hard for me to recommend one or another. It really depends on what you want. Z5, it's an entry-level camera in the Nikon Z system. So if you want the Nikon Z system for their great image quality and you are okay with the ergonomics, with the lenses and what Nikon is bringing to the table, and you want to upgrade in the future to a better Nikon body, I think this is a great camera to enter because it has a very low price tag to it. But other than that, there are other options, full frame options that will offer you consistent results in AF. So the problem is not image quality here. The problem is AF in low light, especially with portraits. Other than that, you can make some settings, and I've tried to make some settings and I've got okay-ish results. But with this lens and with the old AF of Z5, I'm not getting similar results like I'm getting on X-T5 or on Sony A7C. And of course, I can't ask for more because it's an entry-level camera. Overall, I think that Fujifilm X-T5 is the clear winner in this unfair battle because X-T5 it's a flagship APS-C camera full of features with a premium lens, but also Z5 it's staying very well. So for the price of what you pay on Nikon Z5, the price is fair. So the price of Z5 it's fair. It's not like you pay an unfair price, but you really must know what you get here. So you will get a full frame camera that has great ergonomics, image quality and all what you could want, but in low light situations it's losing the AF abilities, and this is very sad because if the camera had great abilities in AF for photography, then I would definitely choose Nikon Z5 as the winner from my point of view. Because the image quality, again, it's amazing. So tell me what you think, tell me what camera do you prefer to shoot more, and why would you choose Fujifilm or Nikon Z5 for your photography. Check my next video for more content like this, subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe to my channel, give it a like, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.